Hello, everybody. Happy holiday season. Hope everybody's well. What's everybody up to tonight? How we all doing? Long time no see. Hee hee. All right, welcome in, everybody. We are here presenting for Flat Out Racing North America, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see on the screen in front of you, it is time for the big boys. We are here for the Elite Division to be broadcast here live to you guys, qualifying and the race in just a few short minutes time, ladies and gentlemen. But until then, we're going to break it all down here for you. We're going to give you a little pre-race information and give you a little idea what we should expect to see from these drivers here tonight. So, Nolander coming in with that thumbs up. Much love, my dude. Absolute legend, this guy over there on Facebook Gaming. We have Jameer Khan coming in with the big time love with the follow. Welcome to the Winner Circle community, my dude. Super appreciate you. That coming in just at the end of my prior stream here today. Nolander Gaming coming in with that like as well. And there we go, our other broadcaster here. We're going to see Nolander Gaming here taking on the Pro-Am 1 division live here starting January 7th as well, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have 3 of these amazing divisions live broadcast for all you amazing race fans, because all we want to do is let you guys enjoy the action as it happens. So much love to Nolander Gaming. He is set up. He is ready to go. It's going to be great, folks. So sponsors here today, ladies and gentlemen, title sponsors are GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team. Together, these two sponsors have combined to put in an amazing prize pool for our drivers to compete for this season, and there is plenty of incentive for every driver on the racetrack to give it their all week in and week out here for Flat Out Racing. Hey, let's go, y'all. Absolutely. So I've been on track here for a few minutes now. I've been watching these guys go around here in the Elite Division. There's some new news coming out of the Elite Division, but we're going to wait till we get on track before we announce it. It was announced just not that long ago, so I don't have quite all of the information for you guys, but it's pretty awesome stuff. So let's go through our list. We have right up in front of us our standings, ladies and gentlemen, and right up top is Roach. So he is still coming in leading with 97 points today. Cardinals chasing in second place with 89 points, and Apex's Paymay with 76. Rockefeller Racing's MSP in fourth with 70, and Rob Heck in fifth with 69. Lucas in sixth with 62. We have Apex's Jakey in seventh with 43. We have K Mottmans, aka SOE Kevin, sitting there with 40 points. Smiley just behind with 36. We have Apple Pop with 34. Sir Yancelot moving his way up there with 30. We have Apex Racing's Pagums there with 27. Hako with 20. Agent Arunj with 17. And K Bonix with 10 points. We also have our subs. High Pre Roses sitting with 23 points. D Vandale, aka Risky Replicant, with 18 points. Sir Lead with 8 points. And that is a big one. Sir Shred, we're going to call him Sir Shred, on the board there with 0 points as well, right at the bottom. So, graphics here brought to us by High Pre Graphics as well, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see up on the graphics up in front of you here, we are at Brands Hatch for round 6. This is our final week of racing until the holiday break. So, yeah, we're going to kick it off with a big bang here, 7 days before Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's got their shopping done. But hey, right now, racing is more important, folks. So settle in. It's going to be a good race here. Not sure how big the field is. I see 13 at the moment on track. We still have 10 minutes to go before this qualifier is underway here. So, yeah, let's talk. I mean, Brands Hatch, we've seen in the amateur division last night, ladies and gentlemen, live here as well. It was a crazy race. The amateur guys really were getting in a battle with Brands Hatch over there in the United Kingdom, and Brands Hatch was winning. And at the end of the day, we had Ben Blaker coming out on top for Ice Racing Team. We don't have an Ice Racing Team member here in the Elite Division, so we can't see if they're going to keep that momentum going through this particular division, but they do have other drivers competing later on this evening as well. We've got Chris coming in with that thumbs up and that share as well. Much love, my guy. Our alerts are working for some reason on this overlay. We'll take it. Welcome in everybody also on Flat Out Racing's YouTube. We appreciate everybody, no matter where it is where you're viewing from. And yeah, I mean, hey, what can we say? Big boy race coming up here. It's going to be fun. So strategies, ladies and gentlemen, all season long it's always been an argument between the one-stop and a two-stop strategy. And this week there's a legitimate argument here for a two-stop strategy being the ultimate strategy at Brands Hatch. These guys have to do 35 laps around the track We've seen 25 lap races, we've seen a 40 lap race, we've seen a 30 lap race where the guys really had to stretch to get to one stop to work. Now we're going to see a 35 lap race on a very abrasive racetrack. And what I mean by that is the racetrack is really hard on the racing tires. So it's going to be a question whether or not we're going to see a one-stop comparable to a two-stop strategy this week. It's going to be interesting to see. Second factor is can these guys, at the pace that these elite drivers run around these racetracks, can they also save enough fuel to do a one-stop race for a 35-lap race? It's very hard to say what's going to happen here tonight. I honestly can't tell you if it's going to be a two-stop dominant or one-stop race. I mean, it is a 50-50 shot here up in these higher divisions. There's 3 times fuel and 4 times tire wear on these cars as well, ladies and gentlemen. So every time they go around Brands Hatch, they're using 3 laps worth of fuel and 4 laps worth of tire wear on their race cars. So it's a small racetrack. It's going to be very tight battling. I think we're going to see a lot of nose to tail racing here today, and I think it's going to be a lot of patience from our drivers, waiting for the driver in front to hopefully make a mistake, and not make a mistake yourself, of course, having to deal with dirty air. So it's going to be an interesting race today. I said last night that I wouldn't suspect that we don't see drivers struggle in all 5 divisions here with Brands Hatch. We are going to see guys make the mistakes, and then we're going to see Brands Hatch make them pay for it. So to what extent is yet to be determined. But I mean, this is our elite division. These guys don't make a ton of mistakes, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here tonight. We got Chris up going, let's go Team Apex. All right, let's see who's on track here. We are seeing Apex Racing's Jakey on track. We're seeing Pigham's on track. We have Roach Cardinal and Rob Heck on track as well. Smiley is there. Lucas is there. Sir Lead is in. Apex's Paymay is on track. We're at 14. So we are almost getting ready to go here, Chad. This is fantastic. So we're seeing some quick times on the screen, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna let you guys guess what the times are. Gonna be put down by these guys here. Now let's talk about their qualifying. The elite division is a little bit different than our pros and our pro-ams and our amateur division as far as qualifying goes. We see it done way differently here in the elite division. We've decided to spice it up here this season at Flat Out Racing North America, and these guys get a hot lap shot qualifying. So these guys are going to come out in timed intervals like we see on the World Series broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to run out 8 in the first group, and then the remaining drivers, of course, in the second group, and they get 1 out lap, 1 full hot lap around the racetrack to put in their qualifying time, and then an out lap. From there, the drivers will have an opportunity to go do any last adjustments to their race cars, any tire changes, etc., things like that. They'll come back out of pit lane. They'll go past the very first live timing line. That'll give us our racing order for everybody viewing, and it's going to be game time. So we're in for, I think, a treat here tonight. This is going to be an interesting race. Last night's was a pretty wild, intense race, and it was a battle literally to the start-finish line for the top 3 positions in amateur division with that Mercedes that they were driving last night. We're driving the 2018 Nismo GTR GR3 racing car here tonight. It's a much different car than the Mercedes. It should be interesting to see what happens here tonight. I'm willing to bet at 121 to 120 will be put down on those softs. Hey, what is up, Stefan? Yo, much love, my guys. Hope everybody's doing well today. We're getting close to that big day, that big 2-5 here in December. So hopefully everybody's just ready and settled in and a little stress-free at this point, hopefully, for the holidays, even though we're never really stress-free. I get it, but we just want everybody to have a really good year this year. We have the opportunity to be with our families and spend that very crucial time with our loved ones. So I just hope that everybody is able to take full advantage of that this holiday season. All right, so I'm just keeping an eye on the guys on the track here. I'm not really going to release anything ahead of time to you guys. We're going to keep the screen up here. So we're not going to move over to live screen until we're ready to actually start qualifying here today. We're going to leave the intrigue sitting in the minds of the viewers tonight. And I got to tell you, we're in for one. We're definitely in for one. We're in for one. That's for sure, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be an absolutely way to ring out the 2022 season for our elite division. And I mean, that's not all that we have left this week for Flat Out Racing. We still have Pro and 2 Pro-Am divisions to go Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well, folks. You can see that they are being ran tonight on the screen in front of you. See, Pro will go at 9 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, and Pro-Am will start at 9:30 Eastern Time tonight. So it's going to be pretty epic, gotta tell you. Well, looking forward to a break. How many of us have time off during the holidays? I know I'm going to be grinding. I'm going to be grinding my butt off in real life, unfortunately, through the holiday season this year. It's just the way the holidays work out. Turns out that all the days that are the important days end up on the weekend. So we're not going to get a whole lot of love on the real life side of things here this season, unfortunately. Here we go, GT45 Gaming, which kind of sucks. I was really hopeful for some a good QT open lobby time like we haven't done in a while here on the page for everybody, but we are teasing, brother. You're absolutely right. You know it. We're dangling that little bit of mistletoe just out in front of you there with your soulmate just standing on the other side out of reach at the moment. So we want to keep everybody tantalized here today. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far in the practice lobby. I'm not gonna lie, Chad. It looks good. It looks good. You guys can hear me, yes? I'm not getting any audio read back here on my stream. It is a little bit bizarre. Apparently my audio mixer is broken. Alright. Well, I'm just going to have to rely on my awesome chat to keep me up to date with what's going on here. If you can hear me, scream at me, please. It'd be greatly appreciated. My software has just really been acting up since that update. It's not happy right now. We may have to make the devs do a little holiday work here to get this thing back up to snuff here. I don't know. It's interesting where some of the drivers are sitting too, chat, compared to other drivers that have been practicing here. We're not... yeah, I don't want to say anything. This is going to be an interesting race, chat. It really is. Top mod check-in. Hey, Joe up in the house. Fantastic. My mixer is completely broken right now. I don't know what's going on. It's just done. Egon coming in with the thumbs up. Joe coming in with the thumbs up as well. Hey, we got Mercy up in the house. Not only top mod, but main man at the page here. He is my right-hand man. He is the administrator here at the page. If anything were to ever go wrong, God forbid, or happen to our #1 commentator here, he would be the man to have to do all the dirty work, unfortunately. But yeah, huge love to him. He keeps things going here behind the scenes with me, and I couldn't do it without him. I mean, really, it's a lot of work. So, really enjoying what I'm seeing here, though. This is It's going to be a fun race here at Brands Hatch, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely going to be, I think, the toughest race on the docket here for the season. YouTube is Facebook is good. Hey, appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate you. I just can't see it on my audio mixer. For some reason, it's deciding not to show me. Yeah, it's being weird. So I can't make any... Oh, yeah, I can make volume adjustments. Alright, I'm down. We're good. Wow. 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 Wow, chat. Oh my god, we're in for a treat tonight, chat. I can't lie. That's why I can't show you what I'm looking at right now. This is just too crazy. I mean, these guys have had a good solid half hour, 45 minutes to run laps around the track here now, too, keeping in mind, right? So they're starting to home in on each other's times, but oh boy, is it. It's nip and tuck, man. It is so close right now in the timing. It's so crazy. The commentator's dream is about to happen here tonight if this keeps going the way it is. I'm drooling. It is so exciting right now. John Grayson coming in with the thumbs up. What is up, my guys? Hey, how you doing, brother? Oh, it is going to be a hot night of racing. I hope everybody has their fans turned on because I think we are about to feel the heat here at Flat Out Racing. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The lobby's been switched over. Show us, sweaty palms. Oh, I can't take the anticipation anymore. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna show you just in a minute. Just in a minute. Ready? You guys ready? I'm gonna hit the button. 3, 2, 2 1/4. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. All right. All right. All right. Oh, and you get nothing. Look at that. The stream is messing with everybody now. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get that sorted out. I swear to God, I didn't plan this. It just happened. I swear to God. That is awesome. My stream's even playing the game. All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Fantastic. That was awesome. That couldn't have worked any better. Not going to lie. 122 at best, says Mr. Smurf. Yes! It says Sweaty Pops. All right, guys, so here we go. We're out on track. We're going to find Mr. C. Roach. He is our first driver out on track here, ladies and gentlemen. Just let me get our information up for everybody. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so we have Roach out first. We have Sir Lancelot out second. No, we don't. Resetting the lobby one more time. All right, it will be Roach out first, I believe, and then it'll be followed by Cardinal, followed by Apex Racing's Paymay, followed by MSP, followed by, I can't quite remember the standings right off the top of my head, but yeah, that's where we're going to be sitting at. Hold on, let me check. Stream. Am I in studio mode? Something's going on funny. You guys have stream audio, yes? How you gonna act like this knowing Santa's coming to town? Hell, unreal. I like to fight with fire, you know. I like to roll the dice. Alright, so we do have Roach coming out here now, and so this is something that we're going to see that's different here. We're going to see two of the cars on track looking a little bit different here. We're going to zoom in on this for a second now. Rob Heck just posted a notification on his Twitter a little while ago here this afternoon announcing that himself and Roach and another member have started our sim racing team called NL. And what this stands for, ladies and gentlemen, is New Line, and that's fantastic news. So we got some super class act drivers here that are just on the top of their game, banding together here to start something bigger and greater. So it's going to be interesting to see what these gentlemen can do with this team for the greater goodness of the sim racing community. I think it's fantastic news. So congratulations to Rob Heck and Roach, of course, for that. Apex Maymay out third. Speaking of Rob Heck here in fourth, we got MSP out in fifth, Lucas out in sixth. We're going to see two more drivers come out here yet. We got Apex Racing's Jakey coming out here in seventh, and I can't remember who's going to be in behind him here. It is SOE Kevin, that is correct. So our first group is all out on track. So let's get back up to Roach. He is going to be the first guy coming around here. And we're just finishing our outlap chat, so here we go. You guys ready to see what I was finally seeing? You guys ready to see what all the hype is about? This is going to be a crazy night of racing, chat, I'm telling you. Alright, so here we go. Roach coming around, and he is officially on his qualifying lap. Let's follow him around here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming into Paddock Hill Bend here. Tricky corner, big race cars, heavy. Really eating up a lot of that exit curb there. May have slowed him down a little bit, but we see Cardinal coming in behind, eating a lot of that curb as well on exit. So here we go, coming around Druids into turn 3. I can't remember. I just went over the corner names and I forgot them already. Coming up into Cersei's here, of course, and this is a fun little corner, this one, but tricky. If you don't get it right, you just lose so much time coming out of it. A little bit wide there by Roach, but he got on the power really solid there, still looked like. So he's going to get this big long run up into this sweeping long right hand corner. It's a fairly high speed corner. It's a little deceiving as well, ladies and gentlemen. So it looks like you need to slow down a whole bunch for it, but really you just need to do exactly what we just seen Roach do right there and just ride it around. So coming into these right handers, and this one's a tough one. It's an uphill kind of blind turn in point for this next right hander. And if you get it wrong, you go wide into the grass, you might spin. If you get it right, you get great exit, great momentum. Coming into the second last corner here, it's a left-hander. Again, you're still at mid-speeds here at this point, and then this is a mid to high-speed final corner here. Got to be careful how wide we float out coming into the final corner here, of course, as we're coming across the line. You catch into that sand, and it's just like quicksand. It just pulls you right in and ruins that lap, basically. So here we go, Roach coming around, and it's going to be a 22.3. Cardinal's going to come around. It's going to be a 21.18, so I'm not getting proper live timing here, so just bear with me. I'm not sure why. We have Paymay coming around now. What is Paymay going to do here? He's got a 123.0. He's going to move up into second, so he's going to move ahead of Cardinal here. What's MSP got as he comes around? MSP is just a little bit behind these guys. Grabbed himself a little bit of extra clean air. Smart thinking here by this driver. Just doesn't want to catch up or have an interference with anybody, so he's going to come around here, and it's going to be a 22.5 for MSP, so he's going to move up into second place here. Rob might have made a mistake there. Everything is getting all mixed up here. All right, so Cardinal's down in the 6th, Rob's in the 5th. Where is Jakey as he's coming around here? There we go. Jakey is going to move up into second place just behind Roach. Where is our final driver, SOA Kevin here? Whew, that was a little bit of confusion going on right there as he's going to come around on his lap, and it is going to be a 23.1, so it's good enough for 6th. Paymay up in 5th, Lucas in 4th, MSP in 3rd, Jakey in 2nd, Roach in 1st here. So some of these drivers not having the greatest qualifying time. We see Heck there. I believe he was in 5th when he qualified. So we're going to be waiting for our second group to come out here. And I can't remember who's leading the pack out, so we'll just wait for somebody to move here. Alright, we had a little bit of craziness happening there. So already it's starting with Brands Hatch, and we have Smiley coming out. So Smiley's going to be the first driver out here in Group B, leading Group B out. And that was some craziness, chat. Here we go already. Agent Orange is a new member of Flying Fox Racing, showing some love. Let's go Smiley and Orange Beauty sent you a track map with names in your Facebook. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, brother. So Smiley is out first in Group B. We got Pop here in second out in Group B. Sir Yancelot coming out here third in Group B as well, ladies and gentlemen. Our next driver should be coming out just shortly here. We have Apex Racing's Pigham's coming out here fourth in Group B as well. I'm not sure which driver is going to be next, so we'll just wait for the next one to pop up here. It is Sir Lead coming out here for our fifth driver of Group B, and we're only one driver short today, ladies and gentlemen, so this is going to be a pretty fantastic race here. We've got Sir Shred coming in for his first race of the season here, as we've seen him with 0 points on the docket there earlier on in the broadcast. So debut race here for Sir Shred as well, coming from the Knights. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to get more in on this story, as a matter of fact. And we're missing one. Who's not out? We're not missing one. My mouth is just bad, chat. Smiley coming around here. He's just going to be starting his first hot lap here. 8 plus 6 is 14. It's okay. We got this, Ghost. 2 plus 2 equals 4. You know. All right, Smiley coming around here, and he's going to start his flyer now. So let's stick with Smiley here as he comes around Brands Hatch. And here we go again. Rocking and a-rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get with it. We're going to open up that track map too, chat. We're totally doing it right now. Because Reeves is a legend. Yeah, that a boy. Right there, front and center. Love it. Fantastic. All right. We're going to still forget half of them. We're going to have to look like 23 times, but that's all right. Appreciate you, Chris. See, that is what we're talking about, man. The community totally having the broadcasters back. That's some love right there. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it must be Christmas time. A little festivity in the air. All right, so Smiley here in 8th place. And he's coming around. He's got just a couple more little dabbles to go away. So here we go. Oh, see, look at that. My phone's already trying to lose it for me. Coming around Clark's Curve is this final curve here. And there's just a little bit of a kink before that is called Clearway. So fantastic. And it's going to be a 24.047 for Smiley, so not the ideal lap for him there, and I don't know if that's actually accurate on my screen. I've been live timing issues here since the update, so it's hard to really tell where he actually was. Sir Ancelot with a 22.6. Where's our next driver? Pop coming around here with a 33.1. That's not ideal for him there. He must have made a mistake on the racetrack. A 23 flat for Pigham's. Where's the rest? Sir Lead here coming around. He is going to be He looks like he's on a pretty good lap here. We got a 20, 21. It's going to be a 23, maybe a 24. 23.6 here for Sir Lead. We have Sir Shred coming around. He's our final driver to qualify here. And he's going to come around with a 22.7. So very nice pace there by Sir Shred as well in his debut. So all we got to do now is just kind of let these guys all sort themselves out. And then we'll have an official lineup there, but it is going to be again C Roach with pole position to start our race here for round 6 with a 122.344. And I got, I'm a little disappointed. That's not what I was seeing earlier, but boy oh boy, some good racing is going to happen here tonight. We're going to see the field a little bit mixed up compared to what we normally see here, and that might change things here in the standings by the end of the race. And really, it's anybody's game at this point. So with that being said, I should probably go and yank those guys from the beautiful standings place here in our Discord for everybody, so we could take a look at this here in just a little bit. So just bear with me. We're just gonna bump, 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 do a little clicky, clicky, and a little savey, savey, and yeah, get a little ring there for the old computer saying okay, okay, and we're on, we're rocking. So. Not sure if the lineup we're seeing right now is correct, but yeah, we're going to be rocking and rolling here real shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we're just going to get that into the stream here for everybody. We're not going to turn it on just yet though, chat. We're going to wait for here a little bit. I'll probably forget because that's the way it always goes, but we do have them, so. Alright. Few clicks of a button and we can make lots happen as streamers. Is fantastic. Hey, with the fingers. Yay, rock and roll. All right, guys, we are chilling. All right. We may be seeing an accurate lineup here potentially, chat. It does say Roach in pole position, 2/10 ahead of Apex Racing's Jakey, who's only 1/100th ahead of our Rockefeller Racing's MSP. He's only 2/100ths ahead of Sir Yancelot. He's only a 10th ahead of Sir Shred, who's only 6/100ths ahead of Lucas. So it's looking close. There we go. All right, so we've got an official timer here. Let's go through this. So we have Roach with a 122.344 on pole position, Jakey with a 122.565, MSP with a 22.582, Yancelot with a 22.605, Shred with a 22.718, Lucas with a 22.786, Apex's Paymay with a 23 flat, Piggums with a 23 flat, just a hair behind, Mottman's with a 23.1, Sir Led with a 23.6, Smiley with a 24 flat, Pop with a 33, he must have made a mistake there, Rob with a 34 must have made a mistake there, Cardinal had a penalty maybe, I'm not sure what happened there. He just doesn't have a time registered, so going to be potentially starting at the back of the pack here, ladies and gentlemen. So 2-minute start. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, 2 minutes. Good time to go grab your drinks, take a little tinkle break if you need to, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting the race here in, as we say, 2 minutes. That is what we've heard from the officials. Watch it first turns. All right. So qualifying, changing things up a little bit here, chat. Not the usual suspects sitting up front right away. Two of our top contending drivers plunking themselves with some not so good qualifying, and that's what happens when you're pushing for the ultimate lap. When you only get one shot, you make one mistake and that's it, man. It's game over. So a couple of these drivers paying for those little mistakes here in Brands Hatch. Like Chris said last night in the chat, it is showing its teeth against those amateur drivers, and maybe we're already seeing a little sign of those teeth bearing here for our elite drivers as well tonight. So what can we say? The wind is also 21.7 feet per second. That is some crazy wind, and it's going to be coming down in from the north, moving southwards. So it's going to put a lot of strain on the side of the race cars, especially here around Brands Hatch today. How many will spin today is the question mark, says Tro. Good question. Any bets, chat? Let's hear some numbers. We got 14 drivers on our track here tonight. Out of those 14, how many are we going to see spin their cars here around Brands Hatch this evening? Let's go, Paymay. Pretend the skunk is chasing you. Absolutely. All right, guys. So we're about a minute away from starting here. So we're just going to let them do their thing, and then we're going to go do our thing. All right. We're within 10 seconds, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, kick them tires, light them fires. It's time to go racing. Let's go. It is about time. Whoo, I'm tingling. I can feel it. It's going to be a juicy race tonight, chat. Let's get on. All right, so we're just going to stick with this for now until we get through the first lap here, and then I'll jump out. We'll jump back in, let the TV crew work over the racetrack here, and we'll get down to business with what's happening in our race here. So we are on board with our pole sitter, Roach. Gonna have that bonus point in pocket here right off the bat, and we're off. That was a quick light here tonight. The AMs had to wait for a while. Apex Jakey's gonna move right into position right now on the inside line in second place. He's just gonna make sure nobody opens that door on him, and the boys are playing really nice here coming down through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, a little bit of contact there. We see one driver going off. That may have been Rob Hector that got sent off in the background there. A little bit of contact with another car coming down into Paddock Hill Bend. So really rough start here for, I believe it was Rob in the back end of the pack there as we're coming around into Cersei's here now. So Roach in the lead, got a great start. Jakey holding second place off that race start, and he's going to tuck himself right in behind Roach here in second place. We're going to move to Rockefeller Racing's MSP here, and he's just a smidge off the beaten path of these two guys up in front, and he's getting a little push from Sir Shred here in fourth place. So Sir Shred, that's kind of a tongue twister, chat, coming in here with his debut race, and he's looking very racy here very early on up against MSP here. He's just going to sit in behind him here right now. Like I said, we're going to see a lot of nose-to-tail racing here until we see exactly what we just seen right there. MSP making a mistake there, getting it a little bit wrong, and he's going to lose that position to Sir Shred. He had to block off the attempted follow-through there from Lucas, and Lucas is going to go up the inside here now. So MSP, Sir Yancelot goes up the inside. Apex Racing's Paymay is going to get a move done here on the inside. So Rockefeller Racing's MSP left out to dry here coming up into the final corner. Clearways and Clark's Corner here, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to drop all the way down to P7 here very early on in the race. Let's get back up to this juicy little battle. We're coming into Paddock Hill Bend, and this is going to get interesting. Here we go. 2x2, too deep, coming into Paddock Hill Bend. Ooh, Paymay's getting a little bit wide there, but he manages to keep it on the track. Great racing here so far by the elite guys. Sir Shred and Lucas battling for that position up in front. Sir Yancelot's going to stick his nose up in there on Paymay. A little bit of contact between those two. They hit some wheels there, and this is some Rubbins Racing at its finest right now between these four drivers for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth place, ladies and gentlemen. A battle happening for third and fourth, a battle happening for fifth and sixth, and now a battle happening for seventh and eighth. And behind it, you see Cardinal starting to try and move his way up through the field here as well, ladies and gentlemen. Back. Oh, and Lucas almost getting that wrong. Sir Shred's going to stick his nose up on the inside, be like, excuse me, mate, I'm going to take that position from you. And now that's going to give a run here to Apex Racing's Paymay. So, oh boy, we have some racing on our hands tonight, chat. I can't even leave the screen right now. There is so much happening. We're going to stick with this right now. And boy, oh boy, some battles happening on this racetrack early on. These guys are making this racetrack look like, hey, what are you talking about? We can't pass here. Apex Racing's Paymay now going to tuck into fourth place, and behind we got Lucas now up into fifth place. Sir Yancelot down into sixth. We've got MSP still sitting here chasing in seventh. Cardinals now up in behind MSP here in eighth place, so he's coming from all the way in the back of the pack. He's grabbed some positions. We got Pigham's up at the ninth. We've got Smiley here from Flying Fox Racing holding in the top 10 here. We've got Pop in 11th. We've got Rob now up into 12th. We've got Sir Lead here in 13th. And Mottman's here in 14th. So Mottman's again looking like he had may have been a part of that incident we've seen there early on in the race. And again, just a little bit off the pack here. So a couple unfortunate races here for SOE Kevin, but lots of racing left. 35 laps, chat. So we got all kinds of action to happen here yet in front of us tonight. We got to do this one more time. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's not right off these guys. He just had a little bit of an incident there, so he's within about 5 seconds of the pack there, and we know he's a quick driver. He's going to make the time up, so let's get to it, shall we? All right, let's go. Paymay pretend. I got 6 spins total, no sound from the game. All right, bear with, chat. We got to do it again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, again, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's streamer issues, man. Let me know if you have some game sound here now, chat. For some reason on my mixer, I can't tell if everything's working today. This is really weird. Alright, so Apex Jakey here in second place and a half-second penalty. So Roach has got about 2 seconds here on Apex Racing's Jakey, and Jakey's doing a pretty good job of trying to keep up with him here right now in second place. Must have had some form of issue. He's definitely got a track limit penalty there. That's going to lose a little bit more time on the chase for first place. Teammate Apex Racing's Paymate just in behind here by about 7 seconds as well, and these guys have been battling like crazy, so it's natural they're going to lose a little bit of time. And Lucas, speaking of losing, almost losing the back end coming around Paddock Hill Bend there, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth place, did a great job keeping the back end underneath them. Sorry, Ancelot in fifth. He's going to gain a little bit of time on Lucas there with that small mistake. Sir Shred now down in the sixth place. We got Cardinals moved his way up around MSP up into seventh now, so this driver's moving up the field as quick as he can. MSP's just settled in here in eighth place, and he's got Apex Racing's Pigums now coming in on him here in ninth. Rob Heck starting to make his way through the field here in 10th place as well, and looking a little less laggy today, which is fantastic. We got Pop in 11th place, Sir Lead in 12th. We've got K Mottmans here in 13th, and Smiley in 14th. So not sure if something happened there. Maybe he made a mistake. It looks like maybe he made a pit. I'm not sure. Different strategy. I did miss it if he did pit. I got game sound loud and clear. All right, thanks everybody. Look at you. Wow, that was a great response by the chat. Man, you guys are on it tonight. This is lit up. Let's go. All right, Roach in first place, and he has a now 3.5 second lead. So let's move up through the pack here. Apex Racing's Jakey, he's starting to get up the road 6 seconds from his teammate Apex Racing's Paymate. So these two drivers have broken free from the pack. So they're in a good position early on in this race. They really can worry about just maintaining those gaps now and just saving as much of the race car as they can. Apex Racing's Paymate here, he's in a little bit more of a tougher situation. He's leading the rest of the pack essentially right now in third place in that final podium position as well. He's got 1.2 seconds on Lucas in behind, and Lucas has about 1.1 seconds in behind Sir Ancelot. So right now some fairly evenly spaced drivers, but we were seeing time split in qualifying by hundreds of seconds, so we are far from done from seeing some battling here happening on the track. We have Sir Shred now. He's kind of under attack by Cardinal here as he's coming up through Surtseas, so let's see if he can get anything done there as he comes up through Surtseas as well. MSP still holding tight here in 8th place, dropping a few positions here early on in the race. Pigham's here in 9th, and he's starting to see some pressure here from the 10th place driver Rob Heck now. So him again not having the best qualifying, having to start all the way in the back of the pack, so behind on the back foot here early on in the race. So going to be interesting to see what these couple drivers do to try and get back up into the lead. He's going to take a look up on the inside there on Piggums. Piggums went to defend. He just didn't quite get in. Ooh, Piggums is coming into pit lane here, so maybe Rob Heck wasn't aware that that was the move. Obviously probably not expecting that move, but Piggums popping into pit lane there. So Pop now coming around here in 10th place. Piggums going to drop down to 11th with Mottmans coming around, and where is Sir Lead? Sir Lead's coming around here right now, so he should grab that spot as well on Piggums, and Smiley should follow him around here. So some alternative strategies already very, very early on in the race, ladies and gentlemen. We did say that the one stop may not necessarily be feasible here for higher divisions this weekend due to the nature of the racetrack and its abrasiveness on tires, of course, and of course fuel being a factor as well here. So interesting to see what is happening so far on track. A couple drivers diving in very early on in the race to try and maximize maybe a softer tire compound. We're not sure yet. Roach here in first place, and he's got 4.7 seconds on Apex Racing's Jakey here, just in behind the second. He's got 7.4 seconds on teammate Apex Racing's Paymay in third place, who has Lucas now in the slipstream here, only 3/4 of a second in behind Paymay. So I guess the bigger question is here now, do these guys work together to try to move up and catch up to Apex Racing's Jake up ahead, or is Lucas going to battle for position here? He's a pretty smart guy, he's a pretty smart driver. I don't think we're going to see a lot of battling as we start to enter the mid part of this race. I think we're going to start seeing guys kind of just help each other get down the track, and if one driver makes a mistake, I think at that point we'll probably see the drivers then just move around the other driver up in front, if I had to guess. Now, of course, we're just speculating, ladies and gentlemen. And we're just we got so much going on here today. It is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here, by the way. We do appreciate all the support here at Flat Out Racing North America and GT45 Gaming. The series is sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, folks. And our beautiful graphics of course, on site here for the stream are done by High Pre Graphics. So much love to everybody involved. It makes the broadcast fun and good on the eyes and just interesting to watch. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And we have a battle on our hands here, that is for sure. So Cardinal's now tucked in behind Sir Shred here. He hasn't really forced an issue or a move on him here. He maybe just be sitting in behind right now, saving some fuel and tire. Like I said, lots of racing left. It's only lap 7 of 35, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, we're not even quite a quarter of the way through this race yet. We have Rob Heck here. He's moved his way up into 9th place, so he has found his way around. Piggums, obviously we didn't see Piggums was trying to go into pit lane there. Ooh, and Pop got it a little wrong there. He got a little bit squirrely coming into the entrance there. And that's going to cost him position here on Mottman's chasing. So Mottman going to grab that spot on Pop there as we're coming in through Clearways and Clark's Curve, ladies and gentlemen. So great job there by SOE Kevin to put his head down, grab position there. Pop down into 11th, so lead here in 12th. We got Piggums in 13th after the pit stop, and a Smiley in 14th after a pit stop too, I'm pretty sure. So a couple drivers on very alternative strategies here early on in the race today. Roach is in the lead, 5.7 seconds, so he's starting to open the gap up here on second place driver Jake. So he's doing a pretty good job managing the lead here so far. Very good driver. He is the point standings leader coming into the race here for round 6 as well. So after 5 rounds of racing, he is leading the series here on the elite side of things. Jake in second place, and we still have Apex's Payme and Lucas here nose to tail in 3rd and 4th place. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to call this a battle quite yet, but we're going to stick with it here for a few corners to see if anything does develop here. Apex Racing's Payme, obviously, we know has pace. He's currently sitting 3rd overall in the point standings, so he's been doing really well in the series here, and Lucas has been driving quite well as well. He had a little bit of a rough race last week in Brazil at Interlagos there, but he is right back at it here in the top 5 again tonight in the UK at Brands Hatch, currently in the race. So he's just kind of tucked in behind Payme, and again, I don't think he's really looked at the battle with Payme here, and I don't think so. He's going to the outside because he's got some overspeed. He doesn't want to give up the momentum he has from working with Apex Racing's Payme, because if you give up the momentum, then you lose the back end of that car, and of course you got to work on catching it back up again. It defeats the purpose of working together. So instead of using the brakes to tone down the overspeed, you just see him dive his car into some clean air, take the outside line, and by the time both the drivers get to the apex of the corner, of course the driver that's on the inside line is already on his way around, and Lucas, you can just tuck right back in, get a great exit, get tied right back into the back end of the car he's chasing, and they can continue to try and slowly tick the tenths of a second off the guy in front, because 2 cars working together can be faster than 1 car driving by itself. So a little bit of interesting strategies potentially developing here on the racetrack. Sir Yancelot here in 5th place, and he's kind of in no man's land. He's got about 3 seconds behind 4th, and he's got about 2.5 ahead of Sir Shred in 6th place. Sir Shred here is doing fairly well in 6th. We got MSP's now up into 7th here. Rob Heck is up into 8th. We've got Mottman's in 9th. We've got Pop in 10th, and Cardinal's now in 11th. So he has just made a pit stop as well here in the race. So very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Lead in 12th place, Piggums here in 13th, and Mr. Smiley in 14th. Am I saying that right? I haven't been corrected yet, so I must be saying it right. I always get it confused. Let's go, Smiley. Good luck, all, says Gary. Hey, much love, Gary. Hope you're doing well, my dude. We got Corey Thompson coming in with the heart on the stream, and Nolander coming in with the double care as well. Much love, everybody. Hope we're having a fantastic evening. Welcome in if you're new to the broadcast as well. We do appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for the support. Hope we're all having a happy holiday season, and I hope we're all ready for the big day that's approaching here in just 1 week's time, ladies and gentlemen. Heck here at 14th made his pit stops here, so we're starting to see sequences of pit stops here. So I think we're going to see 2-stop strategies from the drivers here today, ladies and gentlemen. So quite interesting, to say the least. I love it. I love it. We're going to see maybe 1 stops. I don't know. It's hard to say. 1-stop strategy is tough. You might see a 15-lap medium stint and a 20-lap soft stint, or you might see a 20-lap medium stint and a 15-lap soft stint. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't really have a whole lot of good technical information to pass along the way this week, as I haven't really had a lot of time to do some personal testing. So um, I'm kind of speculating more than I am really educating on what we should expect to see for strategies here this week. We've seen some one-stops pretty dominant in the amateur division last night, but they do run on slightly lighter settings, and I knew that that was going to make a pretty big difference coming into the higher divisions here this weekend, and it appears that is the case. As it seems that a lot of the drivers are on a two-stop strategy here so far early in the race. Roach still leading, Apex Racing's Jakey here in second place, we got Paymay in third, we got Lucas still chasing in fourth, Sir Yancelot still right there in fifth, Sir Shred's back in just chilling in sixth here right now, MSP doing his thing here in seventh. We've got SOE Kevin's been working his butt off here. He has gotten himself back up into eighth place. Cardinal's now out in ninth. Sir Lead here in 10th. Pigham's in 11th. Rob in 12th. Pop in 13th. And of course Smiley rounding out our field here in 14th. So interesting strategies developing. I don't even know what to expect here right now, but what I can tell you is 8 seconds up the road is Roach. So coming in, leading the point standings, and looking like he's trying to go out leading the point standings into the holiday season break. So he is definitely cruising on the racetrack. He is definitely a motivated individual here this season, and he has been looking really solid on the racetrack. You can really see him utilizing every inch of this racetrack, every millimeter of this racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, and he is just giving her here in the lead. Apex Racing's Jakey, he's having a phenomenal race here for himself tonight as well around Brands Hatch here. So he's just coming around again, 8 seconds behind the leader, but he's opened up a 9-second gap to third place driver teammate Paymay in behind. Paymay still has Lucas right there in fourth place in tow and in behind. You see him get a little bit out of sorts there coming around the corner. Cost him a little bit of time on the driver behind in Lucas, but still holding pretty strong here in third place. And a little bit of gap from them to the fifth place driver, not too much, about maybe 3.5 seconds from Paymay to Sir Yancelot there in fifth. So moving down our field here, we do have Lucas again in fourth place, Sir Yancelot coming around here in fifth. We've got Sir Shred coming around here in sixth. MSP's coming around in seventh with Kevin right behind here in eighth, and then our pit stop drivers starting with Cardinal, Sir Lead, Pigham's, Rob Heck, Pop, and Smiley. So these guys are on apparently a two-stop strategy here so far today. We're at lap 12 of 35, so I think it's kind of looking like, from what I'm looking at right now, and there we go, we do have the leader coming into pit lane. It could be a two-stop strategy from all our drivers here today, so let's see what happens. Go SOE Kevin says says cold waters, love it. Apex Jakey's going to go around again, so he's going to take the race lead here. So second race leader of the night does belong to Apex Racing's Jakey, and he's going to go around at least one more time here around Brands Hatch. Let's see how many more times he opts to go around. We have Apex Racing's Paymay going around again as well. That's going to move him up into second place. We have Lucas 36 here. It's going to move him up into the podium position as he opts to go around again as well. So top three changing positions a little bit here. Sir Yancelot's going to grab that spot as well up into fourth place. Sir Shred's going to grab another spot here. He's going to move up into top five. MSP's back up into sixth now with that pit stop. And Roach comes out just ahead of Cardinal. So Roach coming out in seventh place. Cardinal right behind here in eighth. Got Pigham's in ninth, and Pigham's and Sir Lead here having a little bit of a battle. Great battle between these two. He got a good run there, Pigham's did, to defend that position, and he's going to come into that corner, get a great wide exit there, and he's just going to keep that momentum on Sir Lead in behind. So let's stick with this battle here for a minute as we come in through Surtees. No opportunity for a move here for Sir Lead coming into Surtees, but what that little bit of battling is going to do is allow Rob Heck in 11th place to start closing up the gap on these drivers as well. So Sir Lead coming here in 10th place. We've got Rob here in 11th. We've got SOE Kevin here in 12th place. And we got Pop in 13th, and Smiley is still right there in behind him in 14th. So different strategy we're seeing here from Smiley today, ladies and gentlemen. Love the different strategies. Sounds up. Hey, love it. Apex Racing's Paymay here. So is Jakey going to come in here? And he's going to go around again as we're just coming into turn 3 there. And again, I can't remember what that corner is called right offhand here, but you know, it's there. There really isn't a corner for it. There actually isn't a name for that corner, so it is turn 3. We're just going to call it turn 3. That's right. We're so creative here at GT45 Gaming. We're going to call that corner turn 3. No, I'm kidding. All right, so there is actually no physical name for that corner. So yeah, we're just gonna rock with it. So Sir Shred now up into the podium position in P3 here. We got Roach up into 4th place. Cardinals up into 5th place. Lucas making a pit stop, obviously. Pigham's right there in 7th. Sir Janselot has made a pit stop as well. Rob up in the 9th. We've got Motmans in the 10th. We've got Pop into 11th. Smiley into 12th. Sir Lead in 13th. And MSP now in 14th. So a couple of drivers making some pit stops there last time around. But back to our racing leader here, Apex Racing's Jakey. Is he going to come in? Yes, he is. He's going to opt to come into pit lane here on lap 14, make his pit stop. Apex Racing's Paymay, is he going to come in? Let's see what he opts to do here as he comes around clearways, and yes, he is going to jump into pit lane as well. Sir Shred here, what's he going to do? He's going to stay on the racetrack. Roach, he's going to come back around here. He's going to take 2nd place back off these 2 drivers with their pit stops, and he's going to continue up the road here. Yes, he does grab 2nd place from Jake and Paymay. No, Jakey comes out in 2nd place ahead of Roach here. So Jakey getting that job done in pit lane, grabbing that spot on Roach, getting the overcut to work for him there. And now he's chasing Sir Shred, who is going to have to make a pit stop here yet. Cardinal in 4th place. Apex Racing's Paymay is going to settle in behind Cardinal. So losing a position to that driver on the undercut. Lucas is going to settle right back in 6th place, and behind him Rob Heck now starting to move his way up the field up into P7. Pigham's up into 8th place. We got Sir Janselot in 9th. We got Motmans back into 10th here with his stop. Pop in 11th. Smiley's up to 12th now with those stops from MSP, and of course Sir Lead just a little minute ago. No pit stop from Sir Lead, but some form of incident on his racetrack as he is paying the price with some front end damage here in that GTR, and that is going to be very difficult to drive around this racetrack. This racetrack requires some front end grip on these race cars, and when you damage the aerodynamic package on these race cars, you're losing in one very important thing, and that is that traction to the ground. The aerodynamics keep the car sucked down to the pavement to give it that extra traction. When you break that aerodynamic force, you're going to put yourself in for a little bit of work. So Sir Shred, and he's going to go around again. We got Apex Jakey coming around here. He's in 2nd place. He has Roach starting to close in on him here in that slipstream range. So here we go. These 2 were the 1st and 2nd place drivers before the sequence of pit stops started, and now they are starting to close back in on each other. The only difference here right now is it's Apex Racing's Jake ahead of C. Roach. Cardinal in 3rd place, or 4th place here, sorry, and he is starting to close in on these guys. He's chasing Apex Racing's Paymay here now in 5th. Rob is up into 6th, so he's gotten a couple more positions. There was some pit stops. Pigham's is up into 7th with a pit stop. Lucas is down into 8th here. SOE Kevin in 9th with Sir Janselot rounding out the top 10 here. So it's still pretty close racing here. Everybody's still fairly close together in a sense. For such varied pit strategies, especially, ladies and gentlemen, on the racetrack here today. 2-3 Certes according to Google. That's turn 4, Tron. Don't quote me though. Sup Ghost, how's it going, Benjo? He's saying in Discord it's pronounced lead like the metal. Sir Lead, thank you. Thanks, Chris. I keep forgetting. I get it wrong every time. I'll never. It's all right. You know, that's just the way it is. Ghost forgets names. Sir Shred still in the lead, and he's looking pretty good here. Debut race for him here, so he's looking speedy. We got Roach chasing. Roach has gotten around Jake here for 2nd place, so Jake now chasing Roach here again in 3rd place, just in that slipstream here, but Roach is gaining some time on him here. We have Cardinals now starting to close in on Apex Racing's Jakey as well, so it's starting to feel some pressure here from some of the guys making their way up through the field. We got Apex Racing's Paymay. He's 5 seconds behind these guys. He's kind of in no man's land. He's all on his own here right now, which might not be the worst thing in the world. He's 8.5 seconds ahead of Rob Heck there in 6th place. So Rob is kind of much of the same thing. He's just in some clean air here right now, and he really doesn't have anything to worry about but trying to run some fast laps around the racetrack. Pigham's here in 7th, much of the same thing. A little bit of space in between some of the drivers here as we're getting through the field. Lucas, much of the same. Sir Janselot does have SOE Kevin or K Motmans just in behind here, so looking pretty good. Yeah, starting to see some pressure here from SOE Kevin in behind as well. So let's see. Let's stick with this for a second. It does kind of look like SOE Kevin might make a move on Sir Janselot here if he gets the opportunity. So we're going to stick with our 9th and 10th place drivers here just for a moment and see if anything develops here. It does look like Motmans was taking a look here. Let's see if he takes a look into Certes here. Ooh, he's getting a little bit wide into Certes there. You got fairly fortunate that he didn't get any deeper into the grass. He might have had a little bit of trouble holding that car around the corner. We do have a little bit of damage on the car in front here, so at some point SOE Kevin should be able to find his way around Sir Janselot here, and he's going to hang it out on the outside. There's great racing by these two drivers. And he's just going to get the job done on the outside. So great job there as he comes through Westfields there, and just dipping in ahead of Sir Janselot, 4th position. So moving up into 9th place there is Mottmans, and these two are having a good little fight. Ooh, I thought Sir Janselot was going to respond back there, but he just decided to tuck it back in. So we're coming up this long straightaway. This, I can't remember what this was called. Clearway straight, something silly like that. And then we have the clearways. This is this little corner here, and then coming into the final bend, which is Clark's corner. And there we go. Great battling by those two drivers here in the mid-pack. Pop in 11th, Smiley in 12th, and he's got MSP starting to close in on him here a little bit. And Sir Led, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen, is sitting here holding out the rest of our field. So we did see a pit stop there. I'm not sure which driver that was. That was Sir Shred finally coming into pit lane, and you can see him drop right down the order, almost to the back of this racing pack here. So looking like he's the first driver on the one-stop strategy though, so it's going to be interesting to see how that works out for him. We'll have to just play that one out by ear. He went 18 laps on a medium tire. I will confirm that to you guys. And now he's going to come in and take, I assume, a soft tire. So our race leader does go back to Mr. Roach, and he's got 3.9 second lead on Cardinal now, who has gotten around Apex Racing's Jake as well. So Cardinal's now up into 2nd place, and looks like he's just gotten around Jake here most recently. And Jake is just going to sit in the slipstream of the 2nd place driver here right now, and probably just follow him around. I mean, that would be a good thing to be doing here right now. Work together to try and close up some of that gap from the leader up in front. So great, so far great job here by these two drivers. They've been working real hard up here, trying to hold down the podium and trying to catch that leader. Ooh, Apex Racing Paymay there. You can see him get a little bit loose, maybe a little bit light in the front end coming down Paddock Hill Bend there into the Druids, and he's just keeping that car underneath of him. So quick responsive action there by Apex Racing Paymay. We have Rob Heck here. He's coming around in 5th place. He's still 5 seconds behind Paymay here. Piggums is now up into 6th place, 6 seconds behind Rob. Lucas is 5 seconds, 5.5 behind Apex Racing's Piggums. Sir Janselot here, who we just seen battling with Mottmans, now back up ahead of Mottmans here in 8th place. So Mottmans is down into P9 here again, losing that position back to Sir Janselot. So those two have been having a pretty good battle here all race long. MSP and Pop here now battling it out for 10th and 11th place as well. So MSP almost getting it a little bit wrong there as he was coming on the exit curb. Pop right in behind in 11th place here as we're coming up in through Surtees, and MSP is just going to open that gap up just a tiny little bit on exit there, give himself a small amount of breather room. Sir Shred coming around here in 12th place after his pit stop there. Smiley coming in for his 2nd pit stop, and Sir Led coming in for his 2nd pit stop of the race. So we're seeing those alternative strategies already start to play out here at Brands Hatch today. So it is potentially looking like we have one driver on a 1-stop. We've got a bunch of drivers on a 2-stop, and maybe a 3. Definitely an alternative 2. So 3 different kinds of strategies playing out here. I have to miss the rest of the race. Is there another one tonight? No, this will be the only one for tonight live broadcast, John, but it'll be available on the pages for watching later at your own disposal, probably within about a half hour after the broadcast is over, my guys. So yeah, whenever you got a minute, you can catch up on what you missed, my dude. Roach in the lead, and Cardinal in 2nd. He's starting to open up a little bit on 3rd place driver Jake here. 1.9 seconds now, so Jake was in that slipstream just a few corners ago, and now he's just starting to lose touch a little bit with the 2nd place driver here. So maybe a little strategy. They are on different strategies, all those drivers up front here. Apex Racing's Paymay just behind here in 4th place as well. He's hasn't really been able to gain on his teammate up there, but he's definitely not losing any time either. He is slowly but surely dripping time away to the 5th place driver chasing here with Rob Heck. So we're going to see some more pit strategy coming into play here yet tonight. So we're going to see some more shuffling of the positions here. Pickham's here in 6th place. We've got Lucas in 7th. We've got Sir Janselot in 8th. Mottman's here at 9th. We've got MSP in 10th. We've got Sir Shred in 11th. Pop here in 12th. Woo! Not sure what that was. That was interesting. Pop must have made a mistake here somewhere along the way. He looks like he was getting a blue flag there, so he's just letting a couple cars through there. So great job to Pop. But Roach still in the lead. So we have Apex Racing's Jakey coming into pit lane. We have Paymay coming into pit lane. Who else do we have coming into pit lane? We have Piggums coming into pit lane. So the whole Apex Racing squad all coming into pit lane there. That may be Piggum's first stop, actually, ladies and gentlemen, now that I think about it. It is his first stop, I believe, so he had a pretty good stint there. Apex Racing will come, Jakey will come out first, of course, and that's going to put him out near the back half of the pack. So Roach is in the lead, Cardinal is in second, Rob now in third place. Lucas here in fourth, Sir Yancelot is up into fifth, Mottmans is up into sixth, we've got MSP up into seventh, Sir Shred's back into eighth, Jakey comes out in ninth with Paymay in behind in 10th, Pigham's still in pit lane, he's just coming out here now, he's going to slot in ahead of Smiley. Smiley coming around, he has Pop up in behind him here as well, and Sir Led in 14th. Alright. So we still have all our drivers on the track here tonight, so huge shout out to the mechanics and the crews behind the scenes for keeping these GTRs in such pristine racing condition. Every week these guys are just giving her 110% on the racetrack, and the cars hold up, so huge shout out to everybody behind the scenes. Will do. Thanks for a great afternoon and evening of coverage and comms. Go Jake and Peyton, have a great night y'all. You too, John, man, sleep tight, my dude, and hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow if we don't talk to you before then. So Roach cruising. It's almost 7 seconds ahead of Cardinal here in second place. Cardinal's got an 11-second gap on Rob Heck here in third place. So pretty big gap from second to third place. Fair size gap from first to second place. But again, we're going to see some pit strategies start to come into play here, and we're going to see the field change it up a little bit. So still a lot of time for things to develop here in the race. Sir Yancelot here in fifth place now. Again, Mottman's in sixth, and these two have been having a good battle all race long. MSP's here in seventh place. He's on a personal best lap here right now. Sir Shred's in eighth, with Apex Racing's Jake chasing here in ninth. Paymay chasing here in 10th. Pigham's in 11th. Smiley holding down Pop here in 12th place. Pop in 13th. And, of course, Sir Led rounding out our field here. So you see cars all over this short racetrack, and you're going to get that here at Brands Hatch. You're going to get the field start to spread out a little bit, especially with multiple pit strategies. We're seeing 3 variations of pit strategies coming into play here tonight. So we're definitely going to see some spread out drivers. Once the next pit stop sequence goes through, I don't think it's going to quite be like that. We're seeing Cardinal and Rob now come into pit lane here as well. We've seen Roach get quite sideways there coming around that final corner. So Cardinal's in the pit lane, Mr. Rob Heck's in the pit lane. Well, Lucas is going to come around. He's going to stay out for another lap. That will give him a P2 position here, if I'm not mistaken, as he comes around. So far, he is grabbed that position on him coming into Paddock Hill Bend. We don't see those two drivers coming out. Mottmans and Sir Yancelot going to move up into third and fourth place with those pit stops from those two drivers. Rockefeller Racing's MSP is going to come through here in fifth. Cardinal coming out in sixth place here. Sir Shred's going to come in between him and Rob Heck, and Jake's going to come in between him and Rob Heck, and Rob Heck's going to come out in ninth. So Jake and Sir Shred grabbing a spot in between those two drivers here. Apex Racing's Paymay is going to just slot in behind Rob Heck here in 10th. Pigham's is in 11th. Smiley is in 12th, and Pop is still hot on his heels here in 13th, with Sir Led, of course, just rounding out our field here. So, whew, a lot happening on this racetrack. So many strategies to try and keep up with. We're going to be seeing more pit stops here. You guys can see it all on the screen yourselves, obviously. We're going to flip that back up. However, though, we're getting near towards the end of our race, so we are going to change things up just a little tiny bit here now. And I'm going to leave that banner up, of course, for the remainder of our race. I do apologize. I know you guys love to see what's going on there, but fair play, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we believe in here at GT45 Gaming. That's why the banner is there. So Roach doing a pretty good job for the new team, new line here, holding down this race so far, coming into Searcy's on lap 24. We still have 11 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 12 essentially, I guess. Sir Yancelot here's now in second place. Lucas coming into pit lane now. Mottman's coming into pit lane now as well. So that's going to put Cardinal up into fourth. MSP is going to stay out, going to come around in third. Sir Shred's going to stay out and be in fifth place, with Jake chasing in behind. That's going to give him a sixth place. Rob is in seventh, chasing those two down, with Paymay just behind him now, moving up into eighth with those pit stops. So Lucas still in pit lane. SOE Kevin's still in pit lane. We got Pigham's coming around here now. Whereas Pigham's going to sort out in all of this. Right now it says that he's going to come out in front of, but we have to wait and see. And he does just slot out. He's just coming around Paddock Hill Bend, as Lucas and Mottmans both come out one behind the other here in the Paddock Hill Bend in 10th and 11th place. Pop's going to now move up into 12th, so he's gotten around Smiley here. Smiley's in 13th, and Sir Led is in 14th, but Roach the leader here, coming around 39-second gap right now on Sir Lancelot. So pretty healthy sized gap. I'm not sure if that's quite enough to stay ahead of these guys, but when he does come back out, he's not going to be too far behind them. Ooh, we almost spoke too soon there. He almost got it wrong coming around that third corner there, and he's coming into Cersei's. He may have some dirty tires here now. He's going to have to fight that coming up the uphill corner here, but he does a pretty good job of keeping it all together. That was very close, and he gained time on the second place driver out of all that yet too, ladies and gentlemen. So pretty impressive there. 40-second gap here now as he's coming around, and I don't know if we're going to see him coming in this lap or not, but it's going to be pretty soon. MSP now diving into pit lane there, as you can see him dropping positions there down the racetrack with his pit stop as well. So Sir Lancelot coming around here, and he's been fighting damage for quite a while in the race here, so he's doing pretty good up in the second place. We've got Cardinal coming around. He's looking for that purple lap there. Roach does own the first fastest lap on track currently right now with a 121.510, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little more like what I was looking at earlier when the broadcast started. Sir Shred here in fourth place, and Jakey is right up on top of his gearbox now underneath that spoiler basically as he's coming up through Cersei's, and it might be battle on between these two drivers. So we do have the leader going into pit lane here. Let's see where Lancelot comes out in regards to our race leader. 40 seconds behind. He's still coming up through the corners here, and it is a very spicy ride through here. If you get it wrong, you pay the price. He does a great job keeping the car right and tight through there. And we're still watching Roach. You can see he's going on medium tire there, and he's already out of pit lane. So looking pretty good here for Roach early on in the race. We're not sure exactly what that time is yet. It's not quite what we're seeing there. It's 42 seconds. Cardinal jumping into pit, or coming out of pit lane there. So yeah, it's 17 seconds here still, ladies and gentlemen, is that gap. Sir Lancelot now jumping into pit lane. Sir Shred and Apex Racing's Jake nose to tail here as we're coming into Paddock Hill Bend. Jake can take the long way around here. He gets the job done, and he's going to move up into P3 there. So that was a beautiful move by Apex Racing's Jake on Sir Shred there, taking them on the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, coming through Druids. He's going to hold the position down, and it looks like he's got Rob Heck now closing in on Sir Shred here. So that was some great racing right there by those two drivers, and Jakey going with a bold move on the outside, and he got that job done. Apex Racing's Paymay here in 6th place. Sir Lancelot is in 7th, and he's under pressure here from Apex Racing's Pigums on the inside of Druins. Pigum's going to try and get the job done. A little bit sideways on exit. There is Sir Lancelot. He's still fighting hard. They're side by side coming through corner 3. He's going to put Pigums out on that curb. That's a dangerous spot to be under throttle, and a little bit of contact. Those two coming into Cersei's there as Sir Lancelot's trying to get the optimal line. SOE Kevin takes a look on the inside of Pigums there. Pigums just closing that off, and we got a three-way battle happening for 7th, 8th, and 9th place, and that was Lucas, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, getting a nose in there, taking a look. So Sir Lancelot still holding 7th place here, but Pigum's looking on the outside. We got Lucas looking on the inside, trying who's going to get the best run. Lucas is going to put himself inside of Pigum's here, coming around Westminster, and boy, oh boy, Lucas jumping up a spot. Some great racing from our drivers here. Here we go. So Sir Lancelot slowly getting away from these guys, but Lucas is just tied right back up into him here. He's like, no, mate, we ain't done. We ain't done. This battle is far from over. So Lucas is crawling up to the back end of Sir Lancelot here. He's going to look up the inside coming into Clearways, and is he going to be able to get the job done through Clearways? And he's going to give the respect to give that room. So coming through Clark's Curve here before we get to that start finish line, start lap 27. Thick battle happening here in the mid pack between our 7th, 8th, and 9th place drivers, as Sir Lancelot's going to lose out here now. He's going to drop 2 spots, go back down to 9th, but he's going to go back up the inside of Pigums coming into Paddock Hill Bend. He's going to get the move on Pigums. Pigums going to look for the cutback. He can't quite get it done. I think there was a little bit of contact there between the two drivers, and it kind of killed his momentum. So still great battling here. Lucas has got around Sir Lancelot. He's now up into 7th. Sir Lancelot dropping down to 8th place. Been some good driving here by these drivers so far. Pigum's still right there in 9th. We've got Botman's now closing up in 10th, and MSP here in 11th. So a huge battle potentially brewing at the back end of the pack here right now. Whew. That was some spicy racing there by our mid-pack today. Roach in the lead here, 13 seconds up the road. Cardinal is dripping away. That was 17 seconds, so he is starting slowly to tick away at that time, with the leader Roach up ahead. Apex Racing's Jakey here in 3rd place, and he has got Rob Heck on his back door here. So Apex Racing Jakey's got his hands full here right now with 4th place driver in that slipstream. Half a second in behind Jakey right now currently. So whew, some spicy racing happening all over the racetrack here tonight. We kind of expected to see this as those pit stop sequences started to sort themselves out. So yeah. Here we go. Rob Heck coming in. He's just going to settle in behind Drew's. Jakey's going to go defensive there. He's going to make sure there's no apex, so there's no way for Rob to get his nose in there. He's going to come out coming into corner 3 here, and he's going to just keep it on the apex. He's just going to do everything he can to try and keep Rob behind him. Rob getting a little bit of the sorts on exit there, a little bit of a slide there, but didn't lose any momentum as he's still tucked right in behind Apex Racing's Jake here. And both going to take the inside curb there going up into third season. Right now, Rob Heck not forcing a move around behind Jakey. He's got good pace, so maybe he is just sitting in behind, but Jakey just making sure that he doesn't leave the door open on Rob Heck here, because he does know that if he leaves the door open, this driver could find a way through. So Jakey's doing a really good job here, just keeping all the apexes nice and tight right now to try and keep that 4th place driver at bay. We still have 7 laps to go though, ladies and gentlemen. He has his handfuls right now with Rob Heck in behind him here for a battle for 3rd place, but again, might not see the move here happen right away from these 2 drivers, as again it's still pretty early in the race. Rob might be playing a little strategy here and just keeping Jake nice and close, keeping him comfortable, and just waiting for the right moment to get around Apex Racing's Jake so he can hopefully open up a gap right away and not have to defend the position back against Apex Racing's Jake too much. So Rob in 4th place, and he's in that slipstream. He is right there. Sir Shred's just behind these guys in 5th place by 3 seconds. Apex Racing's Paymay starting to close in on Sir Shred, 2.2 seconds. From there it's Lucas, 18 seconds behind, so he's kind of leading the mid-pack here. And he's got starting to break away from Sir Yancelot, who still has Piggums up in the slipstream here, who still has SOE Kevin right there in MSP chasing. So still a potential 5-way battle brewing in the back end of the mid-pack here. Popping 12th, not having the best day. Smiley here in 13th, and Sir Led here now in 14th. And I believe we see Cardinal just coming up in behind him there. So about to go down to the leaders here as they come around. So Roach has navigated around him here, and I believe that is just up ahead there is another lead lap car that's about not to be a lead lap car. It looks like it's Smiley up ahead here as Roach is coming around. So Cardinal has just gotten around Sir Led there as well, and still 12.6 seconds. So I don't know if he's got the time here. We're talking about 6.5 laps remaining. Apex Racing's Jakey still got 3rd place held down, but Rob Heck is right there on the back door. He is trying to pick the back lock of that Nissan's trunk and find a way through that 3rd place driver for the podium. So there we go. 6 laps to go, including this lap, ladies and gentlemen, as they come through Paddock Hill Bend. And so far so good for Apex Racing's Jakey, but he's got to be feeling the heat. Oh, and he left the door open, so here we go. This is what we're talking about. Robbie is going to absolutely put his nose in there, and he's going to make a battle for it. Jake just backs out. He's like, you know what, I don't want to lose the time. I'm just going to let you go by. I made the mistake. He's going to tuck in behind Rob Heck, and he's going to see if he can get that podium position back. Super unfortunate there for Jake. He's doing a great job of keeping Rob Heck in behind him, but he just opened the door a little bit, and Rob Heck did exactly what Rob Heck does, and he absolutely just ran through that opening. So tough job there for Jake now to try and find his way back up around Rob Heck. Sir Shred here in 5th place, and he's got Paymay closing in. It was 2.2, now it's 1.2. Lucas here, he's losing a little bit of time on those guys. Piggums and Sir Yancelot now here having a healthy battle as well in 8th and 9th place. So Piggums has gotten around Sir Yancelot. Now SOE Kevin coming in behind Sir Yancelot to try and challenge for that position. Sir Yancelot trying to answer back to Piggums to try and get P8 back from Piggums. So got some great racing happening here everywhere on the racetrack right now. It's really hard to see where all the action is. We see Roach just getting around Smiley. They're putting Smiley a lap down here in the race today as well. So super unfortunate there for Smiley. Not sure what happened to Smiley there. We didn't quite see what happened there. It was quite a ways back in the back of turn 1 there. I don't know if he was even involved in that, to be honest, but yeah, lots was happening there at the beginning of the race in the backfield, coming around Paddock Hill Bend there. But Roach is in that lead here in 1st place, and 12 seconds up the road from Cardinal, so it's going to be pretty difficult for Cardinal to close that up on this short amount of time at this point. And we're getting pinged like crazy. I'm not sure what the deal is here. Hold on. Alright, so Rob here in 3rd place, Jake here in 4th, Sir Shred in 5th. Paymay is right there now. He's in the slipstream. Can he find his way around Sir Shred? He has the time. He still has 4 laps, including half of this lap, and 3.5 laps, we'll call it, chat. Lucas in 7th, Piggums in 8th, still battling with
Sir Yancelot and SOE Kevin here. SOE Kevin's now found his way around Yancelot as well for 9th place. So Sir Yancelot dropping down to P10. Now MSP trying to close in on Sir Yancelot and see if he can get a position before the end of the race here as well. Pops in 12th, Smiley's in 13th, Sir Led in 14th. So Roach coming around 11 seconds up the road. Cardinal here in 2nd place, 12 seconds up the road. These guys are on lap 32 of 35 laps here, so 4 to go, including this lap for these drivers. Rob Heck's just coming around to start lap 32 here as well, still in 3rd place, 2.3 second gap here now on Apex Racing's Jakey, who has been having a fantastic race here today in 4th place. Sir Shred in 5th in his debut, and he has got a handful with Apex Racing's Paymay right now, sitting in behind Paymay. He's going to take a look coming into Druids. He's going to get the door closed in on him here, Sir Shred's seen it coming. He just absolutely parks the car, and there's just no way for Apex Racing's Paymay to get through Druids there, so he's going to have to set up and look for another opportunity to get around Sir Shred here. So nice little healthy battle happening here between our 5th and 6th place drivers now, Sir Shred and Apex Racing's Paymay. So let's see how this one breaks down. Paymay gets a good run on the search seas there, and he's going to be tucked right in underneath here. Sir Shred is going to force him onto the outside here, but Paymay may have the run. So let's see what happens as we come into the long sweeper here. And it is side by side. Paymay does have the advantage here. We're going to see another outside move done by Apex Racing here tonight. This seems to be the move of choice for Apex. No, he can't get it done. He's going to go for the cutback. A little bit of contact there, potentially on Sir Shred. And he is going to move through there up into that position up in P5. Sir Shred there dropping down into 6th place. I'm not sure if that was a miscue or a little bit of contact there between the two drivers. But, oh, Lucas getting it all wrong right there now, too. He's just mowing some serious grass, and he gets it back on the track. Can he hold the corner? Wow, he can. Great job there by Lucas. And woof, that was a wild ride, chat. Pigham's here in 8th place with Mottman's in 9th. Sir Yancelot just holding off to the top 10. No, he's going to take 9th place back from Mottman's there. Mottman's and him having a great battle here now between MSP as well. He made a mistake. MSP's going to move up into the top 10. Mottman's chasing now in 11th. Ooh, doggy, we are having a battle. Miss Devious coming in with that thumbs up, and LJ coming in with that thumbs up as well. And it is getting heaty in here. Let's go, Jake, says LJ. Alright, so I don't know what happened here, but Cardinal's now in the lead of this race, chat. What happened to Roach? Roach has some damage on the front of this car, so he has absolutely made a huge mistake here at Brands Hatch, and Cardinal has jumped into the lead of the race, ladies and gentlemen. So, fantastic driving here. I don't know what happened to Roach, but unfortunate for him, good for Cardinal, and now in 2nd place. So, Rob Heck, teammate, just in behind Roach here, chasing, gaining a little bit of time now with that mistake, but super unfortunate for Team NL there. It looked like he had the win locked down, and that was about a 12-second gap, chat, so that must have been a good mistake there. Jakey here in 4th place, and he's still looking really solid. He's got a 6-second gap on his teammate Apex Racing's Paymay in behind. Sir Shred now 14 seconds off the pace here, so not sure, just tires a little bit worn out on that car from what I'm seeing, but really heavy battle with Paymay there as well. Pickham's here in 8th place, Yancelot's here in 9th, we got MSP here in 10th, Mottman's here in 11th, Pop in 12th, Smiley in 13th, and of course Sir Led in 14th. You see a blue flag getting waved at him there, so a couple of these drivers are being challenged by the leaders here, but it is Cardinal in the lead here on lap 34 or 35, and a pretty crazy turn of events. It's really unfortunate that we missed that there. Roach is trying to catch up. He's only 4.3 seconds behind Cardinal here, but we are definitely running out of racing time, ladies and gentlemen. We only have 1.5 laps remaining here, so Roach here in 2nd place, 8.9 seconds ahead of Rob Heck. Rob Heck again 4.6 seconds ahead of Jake. Jake is 6 seconds ahead of Paymay. Paymay is 14 seconds ahead of Sir Shred. Sir Shred's 4 seconds ahead of Lucas. 2 seconds ahead of Piggums, 2 seconds ahead of Sir Yancelot, 2 seconds ahead of MSP, who's about 2 seconds ahead of Mottman's at this point, and then a little bit of a distance to Pop, 18 seconds, 11 seconds to Smiley, and Sir Led, 21 seconds here in the backfield. So, coming around the final couple corners here, and it's going to be 1 to go here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to sit here with our leader, Cardinal now as he comes around. So a little crazy series of events there. We'll have to ask Roach what happened there during the interviews if he holds down the podium position here, but Cardinal's now in charge and looking like he is in a pretty good position here, sitting in 1st place with 1 to go, chat. Coming down Paddock Hill Bend for the final time is Cardinal, and I think he's gaining in on one of the drivers here. Looks like that's Smiley up ahead here, so Smiley's gotten back on the lead lap. You can see him just giving way to Cardinal there up in the lead. Great job there by Smiley. Huge shout out to Smiley there. Some great blue flag driving. Roach here in second place, 5.5 seconds behind. Rob Heck again, 7 seconds behind. Ooh, getting out a little bit wrong coming out of Druids there. Apex Jakey here just a little bit, 6 seconds behind Rob Heck here in 4th place. He's still got a healthy lead on Apex Racing's Paymay. His teammate in behind, Sir Shred, is just coming around to start his lap. Final lap here in 6th. Luke is coming around here in 7th. Pigums from Apex Racing is going to come around in 8th. Sir Janselot 9th. MSP is going to come around for his final lap in 10th. Mottman's in 11th. Pop in 12th. Smiley in 13th. Sir Led in 14th. You can see him just letting some traffic through there. And it is Cardinal as we are almost near the end of our race here, chat. Boy, oh boy. Whew. Lots was happening all race long here. I don't even know where to start with these guys come post-race interviews here, but it is definitely going to be Cardinal for the win here now, unless something crazy happens coming through Clearways and Clark's Curve, but it looks like he's going to keep it very close to the edge, but he's going to keep it right. And congratulations to S Cardinal for round 6 win here in the Elite Division for Flat Out Racing North America. He's very closely followed behind by Roach, who we thought was going to have that race win locked down, but clearly made some form of mistake there. Rob Heck's going to come around. He's going to finish in 3rd place, so the usual suspects finding their way up to the podium here this week again. Great racing by the rest of the field in behind, though. Apex Racing's Jakey with his best finish of the season for P4 here tonight. Apex Racing's Paymay is going to take home a solid P5 here. Sir Shred in his debut race, ladies and gentlemen, is going to come home in P6 in this extremely tough division. So great racing here by Sir Shred as well for a P6 finish. As he comes around there, we got Lucas 36 here. He's coming around right now. He's going to have a P7 as he's going to bring her sideways around. Pigham's in P8, so solid finish there for him. Sir Janselot 9th, MSP in 10th. Bobman's coming around here in 11th. Some close racing there in the mid-half back of the pack. And Pop is going to be our final driver to come across the start-finish line here today in 12th place. So Smiley and Sir Led getting that checkered flag last time around there. And Pop is going to be the final driver around here in 12th place, ladies and gentlemen. So, whew, that was a pretty juicy racing here by all our drivers on the racetrack. Wow. Congratulations to Cardinal, Roach, and Rob Heck for the top of the podium here again tonight. And it's going to be interesting to see what these guys have to say now at the end of round 6, going into that holiday season. And our leader making a bit of a mistake there, and that's going to allow second place driver Cardinal, who's chasing him in the standings, gain some valuable points on him there. So it is going to be super tight when these standings get released over the holiday break. I think that we're going to see a separation of points by maybe 2 or maybe less between our current championship standings leader Roach in compared to Cardinal, and we'll throw that up here for you guys. We did see it at the beginning of the broadcast. We'll throw it up on the screen for everybody to take a look here while we send off the race here. So we do have Roach with 97 points. We've got Cardinal with 89 points. We got Paymay with 76, Rob Heck with 69, we got MSP with 68, Lucas with 62, Jakey with 43, Mottmans with 40, Smiley with 38, Pop with 34, Sir Janselot with 30, Pigums with 27, Roses with 23, Twitch Hawko with 20, D Vandell with 18, and Agent Rouge rounding out the top 16 here in our elite division for the standings. So you can see there's going to be some big implications here in the standings coming into the holiday season. So congratulations to Cardinal for a pretty patient race, and he benefited from the leader making a mistake. So you just never know what's going to happen in racing. That was insane. Good race. Hey, cheers, everybody. So we're going to flip you over. We're going to go whoop, to this beautiful podium screen provided by High Pre Graphics here. We still have you. Yes, you can hear me. Fantastic. Yes. All right. And we're already in the Discord chat here, so we'll just give these guys a couple minutes to jump into, of course, the comms box. And while we're waiting for them, we're going to get this all set up here. So third place finish again to Rob Heck, so congratulations to him. That was some pretty good racing from the back of the pack here today. He didn't have the great qualifying that he was hoping for. Had to start in 13th position for the race here today. So credit deserved where credit due. Going to come out with a solid
P3 finish today, so you definitely can't complain about that, starting from 13th position. Second place finisher, of course, belonging to Roach, his teammate, just up ahead of him there. Looked like he had that race win locked down, but some form of mistake made on the racetrack, costing him the win here tonight. And then Cardinal, who was the big winner of that mistake, just taking advantage of the miscue by the leader, and at the end of the day, that gives him the race win. So he was looking to settle in for a second place finish, but he kept at it and got himself into the top spot. So I mean, some crazy racing here. We've seen great battling all throughout the mid pack, all the way through to the back of the field as well, all race long. And boy, these drivers have been having some great battles this season. Audio's good. Congratulations, podium sitters. Hey, facts. All right, guys, we're gonna go take a quick little peek-sees here in the old Discordy chatty. We have one of the 3 drivers in here. What else do we got here? Sorry, John. I know. I got the hint, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. It's Sir Led. Led. I got it. All right, we've got 2 of the 3 drivers in here now, so we're just waiting for Mr. Rob to jump in. We'll give him a minute. Sometimes it takes him a minute to get into the chat. So, and there we go. All 3 of the drivers are here and into the chat. So let's kick it off right away here. Let's just get to it. There's a lot I'm sure these drivers are going to want to talk about. We're going to hear some disappointment in the voices of a couple potentially here in the podium interviews, ladies and gentlemen. But at the end of the day, just some great racing by our drivers. So just let me make sure all the audios are where they should be. It does look like that. Make sure drivers save the replays. Other than that, rock and roll, man. That was some great racing. So we're just saving the replay on our end. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to hit that button right there and make sure everything's working. It is fantastic. Okay, so 3rd place finisher here today. We'll get it right yet, Chad, I promise. Goes to Rob Heck. Now, this gentleman didn't have the best qualifying here today. This one-shot hot lap qualifying can really be of a benefit, or it could really be a downside. So after a tough qualifying, starting race in 13th place, what was going through your mind coming into the race start?
Well, I just wanted to make it through the first lap clean, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. It just looked like Mad Knight Mopar ran out of any form of talent that he might have possessed there, and he just decided to just throw his controller across the room and not try to save his car. I'm not really sure what he was doing. But yeah, it pretty much just ruined my race. I was really surprised I was even able to get back to 3rd. Like, I thought it was over.
Well, I mean, we've seen
what I needed points wise.
No, we still have lots of time left in the season. You still got 4. I mean, there's still essentially 108 points up for grab here yet at the end of the season. So there's definitely still lots to race for as far as the points go. We weren't sure what happened there in the backfield, of course, but we did see it a little bit on the stream there. We just seen a couple of cars get mixed in. I thought it was you that got caught up in that, so that's unfortunate. But you had a really good recovery drive. So did you stick to that initial strategy coming in, or did you kind of have to alter it after the turn 1 incident there?
No, pretty much I just had to stick to the strategy. I didn't have a choice. I mean, starting on the mediums and you're doing the 2-stop, pretty much minimum was doing, 9 laps. That was pretty much the minimum that you could do if you wanted to be able to even race on softs. I mean, that was my strategy going in. I just had to stick to it. Even though I had damage, I was losing like a lap because of the damage. And ultimately, I think if I didn't have the damage, even with the crash, I think I still, even with Callan crashing there, I might have been able to be ahead of Callan. I would have definitely been within probably 5 seconds of Cardinal if it wasn't for that damage. I mean, I just had to repair 3 seconds worth of damage in the pits, and that just really took a lot of extra time, plus the fuel and the time lost per lap. It was just really unfortunate.
Absolutely, and I mean, Brands Hatch it's a really small racetrack for these big GT3 cars. So I mean, It definitely tough to get through Paddock Hill Bend when you're 14 deep 2x2 all the way through the field,
Yeah.
basically on the race start as well. So unfortunately, you just again, we said that in the amateur race too last night. A couple of drivers opting to try and make an outside move going into Paddock Hill Bend, and that's just a dangerous spot to be, unfortunately, on that racetrack. Especially at race start, but I mean, you did a great job. Your strategy, you just stuck to it. You put your head down. You really started putting your laps in. You had to fight through a fair amount of cars on the way, but at the end of the day, you managed to find your way up into third place. So you were caught up in behind Apex Racing's Jake there for a little bit with about 7 laps to go. Were you just kind of sitting in behind him, chilling there, waiting for him to make a mistake, or
Well,
was he just doing a
I
great
was
job at not letting you find a way around him there?
I was just really worried about. I had an incident with Lucas earlier in the race where I hit him off, but I was nowhere even near to touching him. So pretty much from there on throughout the race, I was really worried about making contact with other cars because of the lag. So I wanted to be super careful if I was going to make a pass on him and not make any contact, because I know my car might have been all over the place. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it looked
Um,
good on our end of things as far as the stream
yeah,
goes. You looked at some of the best as far as side to side goes all season long, actually. So we thought you were looking pretty good, but maybe not the case, of course, on other drivers' ends.
yeah.
We just never know
I,
what's going on. So
my screen is jumping around a pretty good amount, so I just didn't want to make contact and have his race get ruined because of contact. So,
absolutely. And chat, you can hear
uh,
you can hear Rob good. Of course, I can't really see my audio mixer for some reason tonight, so please let me know that you guys can hear the interviewers well as well. Please, that'd be fantastic. All right, so I mean, tough race for you tonight, but it's still third place finish. I mean, it doesn't put you out of
yeah,
the fight here. It's definitely going to make it a tougher road, of course, trying to climb the top of the championship standings here. But let's vary a little bit away from the race here for a second. And you just made a pretty big announcement on your Twitter here today. You want to talk a little bit about that?
oh yeah, just a new team forming, new line. We're new, and you know we we're looking to do some big things here in the future, and really just want to create and develop a team that's done right, because there's a lot of even big teams out there that really just they don't do it right, and it could be a lot better. So I'm gonna give it a shot, and you know me, Callan, and Mason, we're gonna see what we can do here.
Well, absolutely, and I mean, congratulations. That is a big announcement. So the car's looking fantastic out on the racetrack here today too, as well.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
and of course, congratulations to you and your group for that. Any shout outs or thank yous, my man?
Yeah, I want to shout out GTR Simulator for partnering with the new team. Really appreciate it, and yeah, just want to shout out to the other drivers for racing me clean after after that incident, and I could make my way back through the pack.
All right. Well, again, appreciate you guys taking the extra time to come talk to us here tonight. Pretty eventful race here. Not too surprised at Brands Hatch. Tight little racetrack for these big race cars, and of course, 24 hours for these guys to file any incident reports, etc. Here, and then of course our great staff at Flat Out Racing North America takes care of things from there, ladies and gentlemen. So, great racing here again tonight. Great recovery drive nonetheless, and P3 finish for you here today. So, a few days off now. Looking forward to that.
Um, yeah, I suppose should be nice to take a little break. Um, Probably not going to take much of a break though. I'm gonna probably keep grinding away here.
All right, well, there we go. So Robbie Heck is planning on coming back. Very hard to beat come round 7 here on January 7th of Flat Out Racing North America. So again, congratulations. It's been a pleasure so far. Thank you for the great racing here in 2022, and can't wait to see what you're going to bring to us here in 2023.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's always great talking to all our podium finishers here throughout all the divisions. It's absolutely, they always have great things to say. It's quite fun. So let's move over to our second place finisher here, C. Roach, Callan, aka, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, just new announced there with New Line team as well. So teammates with Rob here. You were having a pretty great race here tonight up until about, what was it, about 3 to go. What happened to you there? We did miss it. So did you just make a miscue there, or did you get involved with some lap traffic there? You had a pretty good gap, and then all of a sudden everything changed. So talk us through that moment there a little bit today.
Yeah. So at the end of lap 31, I went over, I think, the sector 3 curb, like the left-hander, and my wheel just went completely limp. So the entire straightaway leading up to turn 1, I was like pretty like confused on what was happening. And then going in or coming out of turn 1, I just clipped the gravel like with my right or my left rear, and then I just ended up in the wall. And that cost me quite a bit of time. So I would say probably 50-50. I mean, even if like something goes wrong with the wheel, you should just not make that mistake. It's the last laps. I just should have been more conservative.
Absolutely. I mean, it is what it is. You come in as the championship standings leader. You have I would say a comfortable lead, but you have a few point lead there. You got that pole position tonight too, as well. Another great qualifying run from you here tonight. So with that being said, let's talk about that a little bit. You qualify on pole position, and you don't see the usual suspects behind you on the grid. What's your thought process going into that race all of a sudden?
Nothing really changed. I mostly just want to have a clean lap 1 and just try and get away from the people around me. Other than that, I was just I was expecting it to be a lonely race, not many, or not many people around me. So that's about it.
Absolutely, and you did take there was multiple strategies on the track. We've seen a couple of really alternative two-stop strategies that may have been due to early racing incidents, perhaps. We've seen one gentleman attempt a one-stop strategy there, and then of course the rest of you were on a typical two-stop strategy. So when you were getting down to the nitty-gritty there, I mean, what goes through your mind? You have a pretty good gap. I mean, obviously today it didn't work out for you. You just made that mistake, and it cost you the position and the win here tonight. But it should still keep you in the point standings, obviously, moving into the holiday season. It's just going to make things a little bit more interesting for you coming into round 7. I believe we're racing at Fuji in the new year as well. So it was a pretty uneventful race for the most part, right up until the end for you. You did get a very clean break. For the most part, out of turn 1, there was a little bit of battling going on early on in the race behind you, which just kind of allowed you and Apex Racing's Jake to really pull away from the field early on. And a couple of good, what looked like to be very strategic pit stops kept you ahead of those drivers. And at the end of the day, again, just didn't work out for you, but solid second place finish. So after the spin, did you think you might have a chance, maybe trying to get back up to first place, or were you just really concentrating on not giving up second place at that point?
Yeah, I basically just concentrated on not giving up second place. I mean, I think I almost spun out again. So, and just with the wheel being with like the way it was really frustrating to drive. So I really was on its cruise control for like the entire like last 10 laps. I just made the one mistake, and then yeah, I just really never rebounded from it.
Well, I mean, nonetheless, still a really great race from you. And much like I said to Rob, congratulations on the new team. We are definitely excited to see what you guys are going to do in the future, not only for other sim racers out there all over the sim racing community, but for the sim racing community as well. I'm sure you guys are going to do some pretty huge things, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome what you guys got going on here. So, congratulations with that as well. The car, again, looking fantastic out there on the track, gentlemen. And anybody you want to thank?
No, not really. I guess shout out to the new team and just everybody that's been working on it, and just the partners and everyone else. No, but other than that, that's about it.
All right. Well, looking forward to the holiday break. We got a little over 2 weeks off here now. So, what's your plans for the holiday season? You just going to kick back, enjoy some family time, or are you going to be on track grinding away as well, like your competitor in behind there in P3 tonight?
Probably just gonna enjoy it. Really don't have that much going on like within sim racing. Looking forward to the exhibition seasons coming up, so I think I might put some time into that and kind of take away some time from this league. But we'll see going forward.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations. Great drive nonetheless. Solid P2 finish. Going to keep you on top of the standings moving in, and it's definitely going to make for an interesting final 4 rounds of the season here. So, again, thank you for the great race to knock out 2022 for the Elite Division, and can't wait to see what you're going to bring as well for 2023. All right, so let's get to the man who's stepping on the top of the podium today, and maybe a little bit of a surprise for Cardinal here, as he was sitting in second place. He was trying to gnaw down a 12 to 10 second gap periodically, depending on what lap it was that he was trying to chase down Roach up ahead, and then Roach made that mistake there, had a little bit of mechanical failure with his race car, and it cost him the lead. So a little bit of a shock to start with, Cardinal.
Uh, the night started with a horrible qualification. I will just be real with you. I had a lap time that was 5 tenths in front of the pole, but I got a penalty that just deleted the lap. So after a moment, I was clearly just gonna go back and try, just try to make my place in the field. But yeah, the mistake of Calum was unexpected. Was not expecting it. I was just trying to drop the gap, just to have like a reasonable gap at the end of the race.
Absolutely, but I mean, at the end of the day, of course, just continuing to keep your head down and of course, trying to close that gap up as much as you can. And of course, you still have a third place driver, Rob Hecken, behind you at the time, too, as well, trying to close up the gap on you. It was a little over 5 seconds, I believe, at that point in time. So, I mean, just a simple fact that you just kind of kept at it and you just tried to absolutely keep as much rhythm and pace as you could in that race car, ultimately did leave you in the position to take advantage of the mistake of the leader and come home with a pretty valuable P1 for you. I mean, you're coming into the championship, you're second in the standings, you're only a few points behind. That's a 4-point gain on your competitor up in front, so pretty happy, I'm sure, about how the race ended today, of course, for yourself.
Yeah, of course, I'm happy doing that for my grandfather. He's been dead for 9 years just today, so it means a lot for me tonight.
Well, that's fantastic, and I mean, you three have absolutely just been battling tooth and nail here throughout the series. It's been a lot of fun to watch. The fans are absolutely enjoying it. But not to take away from the rest of the competitors in the field behind you too. These guys are really starting to put some pressure on you guys up front here. You know, the drivers behind have kind of answered the call to the pace that you guys are putting down on the racetrack, and are really starting to fight back pretty good. So, tell us what it's like going through the field with such a fast group of drivers. You know, you have to be patient. You kind of got to pick your spots. So, how was it going through the pack here today?
Don't think I was starting me. I mean, it was just mainly keeping it on the track, be patient, save fuel, save tires, basically just save your car. To go in the pit like, because you're behind people, so you go a bit more faster in the straight line, so just save the fuel. And
Absolutely.
yeah, just you save fuel and you just overtaking when you can. And when it doesn't help you, just go for the overtaking. It is basically it.
Absolutely. Well, you showed some great racing today, great patience, got yourself in a position to have a chance for the race win, and at the end of the day, you come out victorious, standing on the top of the podium here today. So, again, just great battling between you three drivers specifically. Apex Racing's Payme, who's sitting just behind you in the point standings in third place, didn't have the call for you guys here today, so you got a little bit of breathing room on that driver as well. Now moving up, and a little bit of space between you and Rob Heck as well. So what's the thought process moving into the final few rounds in the new year?
I will try to start 23 like I finished at 22, which is basically just trying to win that championship. Well, I'm not winning
Absolutely.
it right now, but I guess everyone got, well, I mean, like, just want win what I can win.
Absolutely. Well, you're sitting in a pretty good position to have a very great shot at bringing home the top title here in the Elite Division this season. So it's all going to come down to 4 races here, ladies and gentlemen, in the Elite Division. And then we're going to crown champions through all our divisions here. So lots of racing left coming in 2023. So congratulations. Great racing as always. Patience pays off sometimes, and it paid off for Cardinal here today. And any shout outs or thank yous?
Uh, Mainly my family, just as usual, Joss and Mary. Just these people are just helping me a lot, just with the card strategy. People, Dean too, for giving me the right strategy to do, which is the two stuff. Yeah, basically just people around me.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic racing again from all the gentlemen on the track here tonight. But extra congratulations to you for the race win here in round 6. And enjoy it moving into the holiday season, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you again to all our drivers who took the time out of their day here tonight to speak with us. It's always fantastic again to speak to the gentlemen that standing on the podium, and we love to hear them always thanking the loved ones and the families. That's always special. Of course, it's a special time of year, and we wouldn't expect anything less from our absolutely amazing race car drivers here at Flat Out Racing North America. So what else can we say? Let's do a little race recap here real quick. I mean, some great battling up front. Qualifying was a bit of a shock. 2 of the top contenders having to start at the back of the pack due to poor qualifying. They had to work all the way through the pack with some great
Pretty crazy battling we've seen all race long, through the mid-pack to the back half of the mid-pack to the front of the pack. Guys swapping positions, the multiple pit strategies that we've seen on the track here tonight. It just changed the whole perplexity of how this race broke down. And at the end of the day, just crazy ending again. We didn't have the drag race to the finish line like we saw in the amateur division last night, but we did have some fireworks go off here right near the end of this race, and a surprise winner here with Cardinal managing to grab a position for the win on Roach, who just happened to make a mistake, had a mechanical failure in the steering wheel in that race car we heard him talking about. He just wasn't able to get the thing around the way he wanted to, made a mistake, and it cost him the win here tonight. So I do expect to see that. We're going to see Roach coming out flying on all cylinders here to start 2023 off on January 7th, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to come in squeaking by as our points leader here, I think, and I just can't wait to see what these guys are going to absolutely put down on the racetrack for the chase to the championship, ladies and gentlemen. We got 4 rounds remaining here. That is it. This has gone by so quickly, and it has been absolutely action-packed, crazy, fun, and intense. So what else can I say but thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, presented by Flat Out Racing North America. This was our elite division. These are our creme de la creme of the drivers here at Flat Out Racing North America, and they show us why week in and week out. Amazing times on the racetrack, amazing racing, amazing passing, and I mean, what else can you say? Just some great stuff here by all the drivers. We are sponsored by GTR Simulators and Apex Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen. Graphics provided by Hyper Graphics, and I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. I really do appreciate everybody being here. We are 7 days away from Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, so happy holidays to start off with. It is that time of season where we are going to celebrations, whether it be staff celebrations or personal celebrations. So please, ladies and gentlemen, remember, let's not drink and drive. Let's be safe out there this winter. Let's make the right decision. Let's call a cab. Let's have a designated driver. Let's have a safe place to stay. Let's make sure that every brother and sister, mother and father, grandfather and grandmother, and everybody in between gets home safe and sound this season for Christmas, so they can spend that all-important quality family time. It definitely disappears as we get older as adults, ladies and gentlemen, so cherish it while you can, because every moment does matter. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, stay winning, because you all matter. We'll see you tomorrow night for the pro broadcast at 9 p.m. Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, everybody.